Good day everyone. We will be talking about Chapter 5, Doing History, a Guide for Students. Our learning objective is to manifest interest in local history and cultural heritage, to apply historiographical methods in writing the history of one's locality or country, to incorporate technology in the discipline of history, to appreciate the value of doing history to the present day. So first would be doing historical research online. Through this of internet, the primary means by which anyone would find any information that they need in just a click. With this, students can access information from various sources in the so-called cyberspace, which pertains to the virtual world of computers and is also a great source for research, especially when you know how to use it properly. Because not all informations are considered as credible, and you may also be subjected to plagiarism for not giving a proper credits to the author, so knowing where and how to look for information is a simple skill needed on doing historical research online, especially with the aid of search string.
A search string is a combination of words that you use to come up with relevant results that leads you to what you are looking for. So search engines like Yahoo and Google helps you in finding a lot of sources with the right search string. So Google provides a customized platform for scholarly research called Google Scholar and Google Books, where you can find journal articles, books, and other online documents that can be useful for your historical research.
So in doing research online, you usually stumble upon Wikipedia, the biggest open sources encyclopedia in the whole cyberface, so it is important to be cautious while visiting this website since info can be edited by unknown, so you may use this to gain general overview of your topic so that you will be guided in looking for credible and reliable sources. You can also check other websites like Project Gutenberg.
Project Gutenberg, the oldest digital library in the world, founded in 1971 with more than 5,000 items in its collection with works concerning the Philippines, and the website Internet and Archive, an online library that originally sought to archive web history, so it contains 279 billion web pages, 11 million books and texts, 4 million audio recordings, 3 billion videos, 1 million images, and 100,000 software programs. Furthermore, Philippine government websites are now starting to be enriched with sources used for historical research, especially on laws and other government speeches. So it is also collaborate with websites for newspaper, magazines, broadcasting station, and other media outlets. For our quick trivia, did you know that our school bought online websites for us to access various documents and learning materials for free? Yes, for free. Check it out at apps.edu.ph, and you will be blessed with loads of information from Philippine Journal Access, Engineering, and Guild databases, which could be helpful not just for on your research but also on acquiring learning materials and guides for your study.
The second discussion will be about doing historical research in libraries and archives. Libraries and archives serve as repositories of primary and secondary sources that allow us to create narratives of the past through accepted methods of historical scholarship. Despite the presence of online sources, but still provide more variety of primary sources in different formats such as books, journal, articles, newspapers, magazine, photographs, and even video and audio recordings. Nowadays, they had been using online public access catalog or digital version of cataloging system, where a simple search will yield the holdings of the library related to what you are searching for. With this, you must enter a specific search string to limit the result and come up to the info you need. The National Library of the Philippines in Ermita, Manila provides a reader treasure trove of material for the student researcher interested in the Philippine history, especially in their Filipina section. It is important to note research and archives may be difficult in advance but will provide you with many sources not available in the usual library.
National Archiver of the Philippines in Manila is an agency of the government mandated to collect, store, preserve, and make available second of government and other primary sources pertaining to history and developments of the Philippines. It is said that most of the materials here are in Spanish in their original language and may not be accessible to college students. University of the Philippines in Diliman and Quezon City have holding that could be useful of research. The collection, particularly in the library in Gonzales Hall, are rich in sources, especially in Filipiniana section, Serbial phases, and dissertation. There are other universities, libraries accessible to the public, just like the Ateneo de Manila University in Quezon City, which hold the American Historical Collection, and the University of Santo Tomas is in España, Manila, that also has collectors from the 16th century, owing the fact that it is the oldest Catholic university in the country and is an historic site in itself.
Down to the private libraries and institutions. The Family's History Center at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a generous resources research on genealogies. The Chain Bensin Memorial Library in Keisha Angelo King Heritage Center offers resources on Chinese and Filipino Chinese in the Philippines and in Southeast Asia. The Archdiocesan Archive of Manila has immense church data resources. You can also check out historical resources at Lona Campus Library made via Doxit. There are also other school libraries in Ormoc open for students that you can visit during school day. Just a quick trivia: who else here has visited the Ormoc City Public Library before the pandemic? Did you know that there will be a new Ormoc City Public Library? It is to be located just across the new Ormoc City National High School, the exit place where the old building was located, and well founded by PLDT. The approval of the Constitution at the self-established is still pending.
Doing life history and biographical research. In doing life histories and biographical research, studying an individual is often incidental to a greater research studying or larger unit that he or she happen to contribute. Life or history is an often neglected discipline of history because it is seen as a trivial to larger narrative of nations, societies, and also civilization. Individuals influence centuries and generations. Individuals can also influence large and many places. Some of the individuals that contribute to a historical breakthrough of Jesus Christ, the faith and the religious he and priests up until the present, and also, as a result, his death reserved as the tipping point of the Philippine Revolution. In studying life history, researchers must not limit the writing of history to great individuals like heroes, prophets, or world leaders. Ordinary individuals should also be to locate themselves in pages of history, be able to identify different factors that affected the life of the person he is trying to study. Consider the family as an important aspect of an individual interests and values. Doing a life history of an individual's lead to question about his family and genealogy, and take note of the institutions where the individuals belong. If the family in the community where he belongs will give us clues about his early life. The latter stages of his life can be understood with different institutions like schools, organizations, fraternity, church, and interest groups. For a quick fact, almost every college student knew about this result. Life and works as a subject in college was mandated by Republic Act 1425, or known as Rizal Law. Senator Jose P. Laurel, the person who sponsored the said law, said that since Rizal was the founder of the Philippine nationalism and has contributed much to the current standing of this nation, it is only right about to learn to imbibe the great ideals for which he died.
Next is doing local and oral history. Local history is the study of the history of a particular community or a smaller unit of geography. Historian can, this is history from below, is facilitates and also provide new reviews and perspective to the existing national history guide question. These are the guide question. In doing local history, does local history study local communities, local institutions, local heroes? Why study and do local history? Meanwhile, oral history is important in the minds of scarcity in written course. Historical documents and other materials evidence it use oral account of historical object, witness members of the communities and like, and primarily released on a memory. Have you stumbled upon books about or more history? Many of these had been distributed to school, and its work with it usually use oral accounts and narrative about the original and significant happenings in Ormoc back then.
The last discussion would be interacting with history through historical shrines and museums. Historical shrines and museums serve as portals to the past, but one must take note that visiting museum entails preparation. Experiencing the artifacts directly is the best thing to actually being there when a particular happen. Upon arriving in the historical shrines and museum, one thing that you can do is to look for the historical marker, a flag given by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines acknowledging the significance of in the country is history. Your instructor will give a worksheet and will probably ask your reflection or evaluation about the site. Read the captions, text accompanying the artifacts or exhibits on display, and last take photographs or reflect. Shrines and museum are more interactive nowadays, which lets you watch videos here and enjoy the experience. With this, you may try to check out the Ormoc City Museum, which displays various artopieces from local artists and artifacts and several narratives that shape the city's history. You may also visit other historical shrines in the city, such as the Veterans and the Centennial Park and many more. So that would be all. Thank you.